The launch of My Skills within the My CSCS app is a positive step within industry. It's the ability for individuals to add additional training, CPD, to their records, their profile. They'll already have their cards on there from their qualifications that they've achieved against those, but there's a lot of requirement within industry for individuals to show other training, other CPD that they've done. So this is that ability for them to record that against that profile. So when they turn up to site, they've got an easy way of showing sites that they have that training and when they achieve that training. It's also the ability for them to record those certificates on there, because we know what some occasions people lose their certificates. They'll always have that record of that training they've done moving forward. So it's a positive step for both industry, for employers in terms of checking the validation of people's qualifications, skills, CPD, but also for individuals in terms of their own personal CV and records of training and qualifications they've done over the years. So the Building Safety Act is all about ensuring people have the appropriate competence for the role they do. Competence is defined by various elements: skills, knowledge, experience and behaviours. So for the CSCS card perspective of it, the skills and knowledge, etc. can be assessed through the card, the qualifications, the CPD, the training, etc. that's done as part of that. So that helps go to support that Building Safety Act requirement in terms of ongoing competence. And it just helps support employers in terms of that ongoing evidence of what individuals have done. And obviously it allows the ability to show in terms of refresher training as well, because some of these courses expire, so there's the ability for them to update and refresh those over time, and for employers to be able to see when they're due to expire, so they know that they need to put actions in place to refresh that training and CPD. It was first introduced, it was just a piece of plastic. There was no smart technology within that piece of plastic. There was elements of fraud within that because they could be easily replicated. Whereas now, as time's gone on, we've implemented the smart chip into the card so they can be checked using NFC. And we've now also got the My CSCS, the My Skills, in terms of that digital CSCS card that appears on the mobile phone. We know that people sometimes lose their plastic cards, but they often have their mobile phones on them, so there's that ability to keep their CSCS card with them at all times, and also reducing costs on the industry. Rather than having to request a replacement card, piece of plastic, they've got that card always with them on their mobile phone. They can access that account 24 hours a day. It's just that better access for construction sites long term. It also allows for better checking with the CSCS Smart Check app, because there's those different ways of checking now. So you've got your NFC for the hard copy card, for the plastic card. You've got your QR code for the digital CSCS cards that's within the My CSCS app. And then there's also the ability for individuals to check using a manual check if they wish to, in terms of using surname and registration number of the individual. And it's important that these cards are being checked on site regularly, to ensure that they aren't fake cards that we have seen within industry over the years, but also in case cards may have been revoked over time due to fraudulent activity. So making sure that they're checked regularly, but also to update CPD. If we're updating those cards with additional courses and qualifications, employers can then see those additional courses and qualifications by doing that regular checking. So CSCS Smart Check was created to support the whole of the CSCS Alliance. So there's 37 different card schemes that carry the CSCS hologram on the card, and each of those can now be checked digitally using the CSCS Smart Check app. There's various different ways of checking the card. NFC is one of the ways, so those who've got a smart chip in their card, they can be used by tapping the card to the device that's got NFC enabled. You've also got QR codes, which some of the schemes also have in terms of checking and validation. And then there's also a manual check element. We also have an API that can be embedded into site access gates and site induction platforms to ensure that people are up to date and continually checking and validating the courses and qualifications. And this is key, especially as I mentioned in terms of fraud. Fraud is a big thing within the construction industry, unfortunately. It's something we need to crack down on. In the past, you've seen a lot of fake CSCS cards within the construction industry. That is now starting to decrease because people are starting to use Smart Check more and more, so that you start to eradicate those fake cards. You have the element of fake qualifications and various other bits, but as I mentioned, you also need to think about cards that may be revoked due to fraudulent activity, which we sometimes get notified of through awarding organisations, through training centres. So we then revoke a CSCS card, so it's ensuring that that's checked and updated regularly in case case that has been revoked, but also checking continual CPD and updates to that training record of that individual.